Okay, go. The Happiness Podcast is proud to announce, hey Scott, I'm gonna use my Mr. Game Show voice.
In Mongolia?
Yeah, you're right. That's some bullshit. I should talk like that in Mongolia. I might get slapped by some nomadic cats. Like, don't you ever talk like that.
Let me say something before you even start this. What the hell is that? You know,
these are special cocktails that you do not have.
It's got some pepper and spicy and pineapple.
There's some cocktail they gave us here at NASCA, and when you get up to the player level, you get this. But right now, you're on the junior varsity.
Personally served and shaken, not stirred by the owner.
Antonio. By Antonio, one of the owners.
It looks amazing. It looks amazing.
By Antonio. So we are here with two very special guests. Really, the first two people I met in Mongolia, that I truly met in Mongolia, that I really had a conversation with. So at first, I'm going to start here because ladies first. And we have. Your name?
Lila.
Lila. And what's your Mongolian name?
Dulguun.
Dulguun.
Yeah.
So I have a hard time speaking in general, but remembering these names is kicking my butt.
And I think we've imbibed a little bit too much alcohol, dude. we drink a little bit too much.
We are drinking, and this is typical Happiness Podcast fashion. I have Jameson, I have all types of drinks. We're getting down. And we have Captain Ihab. And so I'm super excited to talk to you folks. People who've been very special to me, especially Lila, who's helped me really exist in Mongolia.
Navigate the landscape.
To say that someone has guided me through doesn't say enough. And if it wasn't from Lila, I would probably be stuck in the water. And if it wasn't from Ihab, I wouldn't have met somebody that I really thought, wow, I could actually do something here.
Oh man, thank you. I don't know about her, but I'm getting a big head. You know, every time you say something, you know, my head is getting bigger and bigger.
Well, good. Well, let me talk about your scruffy beard. You'll start feeling better about yourself. So I want to start with Lila, and I want to say you are Mongolian.
Yeah.
Born in Mongolia.
Yeah, I was
Born and raised in Ubi.
Yeah.
Ulaanbaatar.
Yeah.
And so, how's your journey here right now? I remember talking to you and you telling me that you lived in Korea. So I wanted you to talk to me about that. What did you do in Korea?
I was studying for global business.
Global business.
Yeah.
All right. And was it crazy in Korea, or how was it like being Mongolia and going to Korea? Was it weird or?
No, it is not weird. I feel like I used to live in Shanghai too, and came back to Mongolia and started to study here for journalism.
Wow.
It was not really what I wanted, so I was like, no, I have to leave this country to somewhere. So I chose Korea, and I really had fun there. I really enjoyed there.
I heard in Korea they like to party. Were you partying? Were you getting down? Yeah, you was partying.
Korea party hard as Mongolia though?
No, actually, most of my friends in Korea, they're from European countries or Americans. So we have party a lot. Not a lot of Koreans I used to hang out with.
Oh. I'm sorry, Korea. It ain't like we don't like you. It's just like y'all ain't fun enough. Anyway, Ihab. I call him Captain Ihab because I was a fan of
Moby Dick.
Moby Dick when I was a kid.
Captain Ahab and Moby Dick.
But I just say Ihab. But Ihab, you're from the UK.
I'm from the UK, yeah.
But you have Sudanese roots.
Sudanese roots, yeah. My parents are Sudanese, both of them, and they immigrated to the UK. I don't know, in the 70s, and I was born.
He immigrated in the 70s, which means he's damn near as old as me.
They immigrated.
I
came out there.
He came out of the UK.
I'm just gonna say black don't crack.
Black don't crack. I
wouldn't say that.
Ehab could be anywhere between 27 years old and 140.
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, I don't know his age, whatever.
Exactly.
And so, what do you do in Mongolia right now?
Interesting story, but right now what I do is I have an IT company and we focus on mobile app development.
Yeah.
And we specialize in something called Google Sprint. And you know the company Google, they created their own kind of methodology for developing ideas and concepts.
Right.
So we brought that kind of to Mongolia, and not just to Mongolia, we also consulted companies in China.
Excellent.
And
excellent.
just the idea is to kind of get from a user perspective side, just get the idea out from your mind into something that you can physically see before any code starts.
Excellent. So I know you, when I met with you earlier, you showed me some like almost like look like kind of like miniature TED Talks when you're talking about people about entrepreneurship and how to start things. Yeah. And I told you that you needed a podcast immediately. So I'm going to put it on the podcast, and if you don't start a podcast, and I respect you as a man, I'm gonna come back here and kick your ass.
No, I mean, you know, like they say, if you put your mind to it, you have to do it. You can't really, you know. So I really want to create a podcast.
I want to
put it in my mind, and I'm going to do it.
Man, you got a recording too, right next to our
camera over there. You know, I'm going to steal some audio from him later. But
I want to quote the late great philosopher Nipsey Hussle on the beautiful song "Ocean Views." You know, chosen few, write it down and follow through.
Exactly.
So, whatever you want to do, you can do, and I'm going to push you constantly because like there's no secret formula unless just to grind and work hard.
Yeah, I mean, and the whole concept of sharing ideas and putting stuff out there. And you're talking about TED. I did a TEDx here in Mongolia, and I did a TEDx in the UK in London.
Yeah.
And these are like kind of small version of TED Talks.
Right, right.
So it was quite interesting, and it's like, you know, you kind of step out of your comfort zone or comfort bubble. Yeah. And then afterwards you're like, oh, okay, I did it. Wow, cool.
So I'm going to put you on the spot later on.
Yeah.
About something that we're going to do here that I want to do here.
Okay.
Either this time or next time I come. But I want to shift attention because, you know, we got Beauty and the Beast, and and your ass is not the beauty. So I want to talk about later, like the future. What do you see? Is there anything you want to do? Because I'm pushing you personally to do a podcast also, or just create content. Like I believe
creating competition for us.
No, there isn't. Well, first of all, this is how I feel personally. I will give away every idea in my head because the more ideas I give away, the more it's going to come back to me.
Yeah.
So I'm not selfish. Like I'll throw ideas out at everybody because I'm not selfish. And maybe I'm bossy. Maybe I want to tell people what to do, but it's only because I see like such potential. Like you do something special. Like you actually create most of your clothing that I see. You know.
Like actually, yeah, that's really what I like to do. What I love to explain it. Like, you know.
Your passion, right?
Yeah.
You're literally creating something.
So like, yeah, I really love fashion. I really love design clothes. Yeah. So it starts when I became mom. Actually, I have a daughter, so like I just want like she looks like a doll, you know.
I'll just say, you know, kids fashion, that's just something I would explore, definitely.
Yeah, dude, and I tell you one thing too. Everyone loves a creative process. So and her kid dude, looks just like immaculate. Like I've never seen her kid not look fly.
Absolutely.
Not look fly.
I concur on that.
Yeah. And when she steps out, she looks fly as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, a motherfucker in America is great. Don't worry, it's not a bad thing. Because I was in other countries, I'd be like, man, that's my motherfucker. That's my motherfucker. They're like, what'd you say about my mom? You fuck? I said, no, I've never fucked your mom. It's a motherfucker. No, you're a motherfucker.
I would, because you're fine, but you know,
your mama's hot though. Respect. If your mom, you know, it's a booty big. It's a booty big. You know, I'm black. Anyway. So this is what happens with me and Scott. Hey, Scott like black booty too. Scott big booty too.
Oh, really?
Well, Scott like big booty. Dude.
What was the saying go? Darker the berry, sweeter the juice.
The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Yeah.
Oh, I can tell you stories about this motherfucker. But and I've known Scott since I think he was 19. So he's horrible. But and so like I always like the reason why, and we filmed a lot today, but I wanted you folks on last because I want to spend time to talk about creation. Because to me, out of everyone I spoke to, you two are the creators. And I have a special part of my heart for people who can't create. Like, I'm all for the creators.
Yeah.
And the drive to create.
One thing, you know, with Dulguun, she is really into Instagram, and she has a following, and she does the, you know, even, you know, every day I check her stories out. All about fashion and stuff like that.
Man, if you see, like, especially when I'm at home, I've been looking at her Instagram, I've been like, damn, she just living the life. I'm over here eating beans and rice, and she over here getting down. I mean,
Well, this is one thing I want to say though.
yeah, say it.
For the TIP podcast and for Org Unity, we're not really particularly niche. We like to kind of capture a broad category of things, but what we are niche about is going after people that have a very particular passion or passion for their what they want to achieve.
Yeah.
And it seems like we've been attracting that kind of crowd. It seems
Yes.
like we have such a holistic passion, and we're attracting people who have that singular focused passion, which is actually in turn is the thing that is going to lead you to success much quicker.
Scott's smart as a motherfucker.
Yeah,
Scott be saying shit. Either that shit sounds so good. Scott's like, hold on a second, Professor Scott here. Let me tell you something. We have a holistic approach. That motherfucker's smart.
Just to let you know, me and Scott were having a conversation just like maybe before the podcast, and just like he gave me so much advice about what to do technically and all that, and I was surprised with what you said. Like it's self-taught. That's amazing.
But well, here's the thing that I say to people. I can go to a university, I can learn something, but in 2 years I'm out of date. The 2 years I'm spending at the university, by the time I'm done, I'm out of date. But I can take somebody who just wants to learn, whose mind is a sponge, who's gonna grind, who's just gonna like every day check something, every day learn something, right? And they're gonna beat the person who went to a university. And the person in the United States, not like maybe here, but in the United States, how motherfucker come out to university $150,000 in debt? 50 or their parents got to mortgage their house, and you can learn this shit for free if you just want to put in the work. You gotta put in the work, and Scott is a working motherfucker.
Just to let you know, in terms of that, I don't believe in universities anymore. I mean, I have a master's degree in engineering, and right now, I really don't believe in universities anymore. You want a certificate, you can go to Coursera, any university around the world, do the course, pay the, I don't know, $60, get the certificate from that university, done. You just learn it and you got the skill. I mean, nobody's gonna come and, you don't learn this stuff in university, even in media courses.
Well, I always said, and this is the thing I used to tell Scott, because we have different approaches to things. Scott is super analytical. I mean, Scott is breaking down the shit, and I'd be looking at it and I'd be like, God damn. He's like, Grover, have you checked the analytics? I'm like, what the fuck, I've been smoking weed all morning. I haven't checked shit.
He sends me videos, like comedy videos of it's just random shit.
Yeah, so it's like I'd be high, I'd be like, this is so funny.
What is he sending me? This has no educational value.
Cat videos,
Cat videos.
No, that cat, pussy videos? no. But so the thing is like, but he breaks that down, and that's why relationships are so important. Why I like Mongolia is because everything that I've done here has been because of a relationship. And if you're a decent human being and you can actually attract people and not be a douchebag, you can be successful.
Absolutely.
And that's awesome. So now this is what I like to do. What question do you have of me?
I mean, I would, like what put Mongolia in the radar for me actually was I came here as a volunteer, and before that I did not even have Mongolia in my radar. You just watch National Geographic, or you read about Genghis Khan, or what we say here, Chinggis Khan.
Chinggis.
Chinggis
Khan.
Chinggis.
Not Genghis.
Don't say Genghis. You've been fucking up, and stop. Do never name your pets Genghis Khan. These motherfuckers will beat your ass.
Chinggis. So, what brought Mongolia in the radar, like in your radar? Like how did you?
Very selfish. I tell the story a lot. My father passed away April 3rd. Very recently, right? And my dad had a long history of Parkinson's disease. And after I went and I buried my dad, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to see any political news. I mean, I don't even think I talked to Scott for like a month. And so what I did was I picked a place on the map with no U.S. cell phone service. And there's two places that doesn't have AT&T service in the world, right? Russia and Mongolia. And Russia needed a visa, and Mongolia was visa on arrival. So then I met somebody, and I said, hey, if I come here, I met Dulguun, and I said, if I come here, can I just hang out with you? And I literally I looked at it and I was like, wow, it's pretty affordable here, so I'm just gonna go. I brought a ticket and I rented an apartment at King Tower, which is kind of far out of town. Yeah. Like right now I'm staying by Shangri-La. I'm staying in like the center of the city, but I didn't want to be in the center of the city. I wanted to wake up in the morning and look outside, and I just didn't want nobody to fucking fuck with me because there's a lot of things going on, and there's a lot of back and forth, and a lot of like anxiety about what happened, and I just didn't want to deal with it. And you know, like a lot of people, because I think people think I'm kind of a happy person or I'm like outgoing. Like things affect you, and like.
Oh yeah. I mean, my mom passed away in 2016. Also after an illness, and actually after like the funeral and all that, it kind of hit me hard. It hit me so hard that
makes you rest in power.
Cheers. May she rest in peace.
I wanted to rest in power. I wanted to have everything she never had and more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God willing. Yeah. So it affected me. I mean, I got depressed. I think I just started coming out of depression beginning of this year. So these things do affect you a lot, and especially the time after, or when you realize, okay, this person is gone. After the shock.
Yes.
That kind of hits you like like a hammer on the head. So every little tiny memory. Yes. You
or things that like what gets me is not when I remember my dad when he was strong. My dad passed away of Parkinson's. When I remember when he was strong, like my dad was, bad Grover Reed's blackest baddest man in the town, right? So when I remember that when he was like riding a horse or teaching me how to shoot, teach me how to skin a rabbit, teach me all these stuff that he taught me when I was young. These are joyous times of my life. But when I remember how he had to struggle in the last few years of his life, when like one day my dad was walking down the stairs as we were going to a pharmacy and he started falling, and I ran and I caught him and I stopped him from hitting something that I really felt would have killed him, like he was going to hit a corner and it would have hurt him. And when I caught him and he was like, man, if you weren't here, I don't know what I'd do. My dad never depended on me for physicality. And he was like, it made me feel good. He was like, yeah, my big boy took care of me, right? Because, I'm a lot bigger than my dad was. My dad was like Scott size,
And tall, right? Wasn't he tall?
Yeah, like 5'10".
Oh, he was my height?
Yeah, okay. 5'10", 5'11". He always said he was 6 foot tall, but nobody believed that shit. and so thank you, ma'am. Excellent.
Jeez, just hurry it up.
So
water it.
So with that situation, every time like I was watching a movie and I seen just a older black gentleman, and he was like having a hard time walking, and his son had to go catch him, right? And when I seen it, I just started pouring crying. And then my brother, who doesn't live with me, was watching the same thing, and he called me and he was like, I miss Dad so much. And I'm like, are you watching this? He was like, yeah, we were watching the same thing. We were both reminded of our dad, because my brother did the same thing. My brother took care of my dad more than I did. And so, yes, it's the depression that sets in when they're gone is real.
I get that. Like my mom, like my dad died when I was, when I was about 4. So I don't even remember him that much. My older brother does, but my mom was like everything for me. She was like a father figure, a mother figure.
Right.
And she's a strong woman. As an African woman, as an African, Arab, East African, whatever you want to call her.
Yeah.
She was the first aircraft engineer in Africa and the Arab world, and she's the second aircraft engineer in the UK.
Jesus.
Yeah,
wow.
That's
so second second woman aircraft engineer
in the UK.
Wow.
The one before her was in World War II.
Wow.
Yeah. So you could see. So she avionic engineering and so on.
So you have a very strong foundation of educational excellence.
Yeah, I mean, family is one of those, like, education is like number one, African families.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how it is in
no, trust me, it's
in the US, but in the UK or whatever we say, like African families, education. They want you to go all the way to PhD,
Yeah.
And I started the PhD and dropped out.
What happened with me was like my mom was very, 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 very. I'm sorry. So somebody Somebody is clowning me out there outside of the camera shop. My mom provided me with the structure when I was younger of how to do things. And I was lucky enough that my older sister reinforced that. God bless her soul. And so I've been lucky that whenever I've fallen short of education, somebody in my life has helped me. So like, I didn't know how to do certain mathematics. My girlfriend at the time was super good at mathematics, right? And it was funny because our relationship was like based on going to the library, like we never did anything. But she was like, I think she just wanted a big dude to walk her to the library because people would fuck with her.
Well, I mean, I guess.
But what I was saying is that I've been fortunate enough that education-wise was very important to me. But my family gave me the foundation, but then when my family fell off, people helped me. And I know Africans in general, like, if you look at the most highly educated people in the United States, they come from Africa. They're Nigerians, they're East Africans like Somalians, Sudanese. The Sudanese refugees went to Houston and went there with like a high school education, and in 5 years were graduating from college. That work ethic is unheard of.
In the UK, biggest majority of doctors in the NHS, the National Health Service, are what we say East Asians, that's Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, and immediately after that is kind of like Sudanese and Egyptians and on that kind of field, right after those, But I just wanted to ask, I mean, we're talking about parents and stuff. You're a mom, right?
Yeah.
So can you
By the way, she's a mom of one of the most gorgeous children ever.
Absolutely.
Ever.
Thank you. Like, it's really awesome to be a parent. So and actually my daughter is like a half mix, half black and Mongolian. So
Blasian Baby Chronicles. It's going to be a podcast. I'm telling you. The Blasian Baby Chronicles.
You guys met a Blasian person early on, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's like So you should have her on a podcast, really.
Well, my thing is that I came here and I looked about how open it was. I'll let you finish. I'm sorry. I realized I cut you off.
Okay.
But I realized how open everything was. And I was like, dude, all of you guys have such great personalities. I've told everybody, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. Trust me, it's going to pop. It's going to pop. They're going to make memes out of you, And once you get a meme made out of you,
You go viral.
woo!
You just add on your fashion clothes onto that. And get some sales.
But your little daughter, Irene, right?
Yeah, I do.
And what's her Mongolian name?
Nenden.
Well, I can't even say that. Let me say.
Nenden.
My tongue won't do
Let's
it.
say Nenda.
Nenda.
Yeah, the meaning is
Just
precious.
easiest way to say it.
Precious. But she's a little diva, and she's like a model,
Yeah.
and she can dance, and she's in charge. But really, how was it to have a child with that big of a personality? Is it crazy? Are you like sometimes like or is it just like?
No, I just I just like to support my daughter whatever she do because I can see she's talent. I think it's because of her black blood. So yeah, like a black people are really
You got
talented.
rhythm.
Yeah. So yeah, all the time whenever she do that kind of things all the time when I'm driving she's like babe mom I wanna listen to music so loud and I wanna dance in car like that.
Yeah.
I was like okay do it.
Do it.
That's the African boy going. Like,
Well, no. We went to eat hot pot one day with the baby, right? And she put on this song by Ariana Grande, and she danced to this song for like an hour. So every time I hear this Christmas song, like my favorite things by Ariana Grande, I think of this little child, right, dancing, and I'm just like, and I was trying to tell my friend, I was like, no, this is a baby girl song, and this and that. They're like, this kid is that talented. I'm like, yes. This kid is that talented, dude. So, but I think that's special, and it also shows that like wherever you go in the world, someone's child is the most important thing. Like I always say this, and I don't care how crude it sounds. There's certain truths to the world. Like no matter where a man is from, he will look at butts and tits.
Yeah.
No matter where a woman's from, she wants a man to admire how she looks. She wants to look good. I mean,
Feel sexy. Sure.
yeah, but it doesn't have to be in like a sexual or provocative way.
yeah, I mean,
but
sensuality.
she wants to know like you know what? I'm hitting today, right? And no matter what, parents love their children more than anything. And if people can like come to these agreements, then we won't have all this bullshit with each other that we have, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the interesting things, I've traveled to many countries, and you find people, there are certain things which are constant. Doesn't matter what country you go to, what language they speak, what religion they are, what, you know, gender, whatever, it doesn't matter. People, you know, they want relationship, friendship, happiness, community and communication, and you know, eat well, you know, smile, you know,
Yes.
and have that community behind them. And you know, I've been in Vietnam, I've been in Africa, I've been in South Africa, of course East Africa obviously, and all over Europe, US, Canada, South America, Cuba, all people are the same. And we only differ when it comes to kind of, when we start, how do you say, building a tribe,
Yeah.
and just focus that my tribe has,
The tribalism,
you know, that tribalism thing, that's the only thing that kind of destroys. But if you just think about the world as just one, yeah, it's all happiness.
Yeah,
and
it's
peace.
one community, it's the army. I mean, when there's one race, it's humankind.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I tell you this, like people always like, especially my family in Texas. I can tell you that, like, two of my best friends in life went to Texas for my dad's funeral, all the way from California, right? And just to let you know, that's not a small feat. A few $100s to travel there, you know, got to take time off work. And these were people that my dad really liked. They loved my dad. And like my friend Steve and my friend Ken, a white dude, a Chinese dude, came to a super black funeral, like, you know, and I'm not talking about like in a city. We're from the countryside.
Yeah.
You know, and when I say the countryside, we call it the bottom. So my family is from like where you got to go 15 miles to the gas station, you know, or 30 kilometers to the nearest gas station. You know what I mean? And like the high school everyone goes to is 37 kilometers away. You know, so like we're way back in the middle of nowhere. But they went there to that funeral to show respect, and I was like, man, I really appreciate it. And they're like, why would you think we wouldn't go? We knew your dad, we know you, we're family, you know?
Look, when my mom passed away, when she was in hospital, before she passed away, I was with her, and the person who was helping me out, who came to bring me food because I was with her, is my friend. He's Bangladeshi.
Yeah.
I mean, British Bangladeshi, but, you know, and we used to be at school together. The second person who came right after she passed away, and you know, like tears are in my eyes, and I'm just, you know, he's calling, my friend's calling, like he wanted to check what's happening. And immediately I answered, she passed away. I put the phone down and he came. He's a Nigerian ancestry, so he's a British Nigerian. And one of the other guys who came to support me with like setting up the funeral and all that stuff. And he was a Kurdish, Iraqi Kurdish, or I should say Kurdish. I can't say Iraqi.
Right.
He'll get upset with that. But yeah.
You'll be like, I'm Kurdish, I'm not Iraqi.
Kurdish
call you right now.
from
We don't call you Kurdish. We don't call you Kurdish.
Silamania, from the Silamania. That's Kurdistan. Yeah. So
People are people.
people are people.
And it's the love you get from people that makes life bearable. Like I would be lost without you. I'd be lost without Dulguun here. I say it right?
Yeah.
I've been practicing this name for like months, dude. I've been practicing the name, but I'd be lost, right? I think like people don't understand how important it is when you go to a place. You're like, I have someone who I care about, who's going to make sure it's okay.
Yeah.
And then and she was concerned about, you know, because Scott gave us the wrong date and we thought he got kidnapped. And
Really?
This motherfucker had us up at 5 in the morning. No, we're up at like 4:30 twice.
Yeah.
I was like, if you didn't come this time, your ass is gonna have to hitchhike to the thing. But like she was concerned. She's like, I just want him to be okay. and she didn't even know you, right?
She even got me cough syrup. Cough medicine. I'm sick.
Yeah, Scott.
She brought me. I was like, what?
I shouldn't even be sitting by Scott. I'll be fucked up tomorrow.
But you know, like Mongolians are some of the most hospitable
Yes.
people you ever meet. I would say Ulaanbaatar is getting better in terms of that, but the countryside. You know, I lived in the countryside for 2 years. Well, a year and a half, you could say, yeah. But they are some of the best, most friendliest, most hospitable people
Yeah.
you'll ever meet. Yeah.
And we're going to the countryside on Monday,
Yeah.
and we're excited because once again, Dulguun has helped us. You know, hooked up the car, hooked up the family. I'm telling you, man, if y'all ever come to Mongolia, you'll look her up. She can just set your whole life up. You know, just make sure you pay her. But you know, I'm excited to go to the countryside because I hear that like, as long as respect is given, respect is tenfold.
Yes.
And that's exactly how it should
But
be.
don't be surprised if a little kid comes and tries to rub the black off you, yeah?
Don't worry, that shit's happened to me in a lot of
You
places.
gotta rub off, so you can rub it all day.
I had a kid come up to me once, man. Where was I? I think I was in Thailand, and a little kid comes up to me like, and I'm like, oh, you little baby, and the kid gets up to me, gets in my face, the kid's like, and then the kid says, Mama, it don't rub off. And then I put the kid down, and the kid ran away. The kid was
This happened
scared.
to me here, you know, the little girl, you know, in the middle of nowhere, she's trying, you know, to rub the black off. It's like, I ain't coming off, baby. You know?
She's like, he just need a shower. So I don't have anything for you. Do you have a question for me?
Oh, all good.
She's like, I'll talk to your ass later. You know. How about
Well, I know Scott is really tired, yeah?
Oh, I'm pretty tired right now.
Scott's a soldier. Okay,
so
so
when I
you flew from where to where?
From Split, Croatia to Moscow, Russia to Ulaanbaatar.
You went to Croatia?
Yes.
Oh man, it's a fucking beautiful country.
no, you can
Yeah,
say
it's
fuck
okay.
that. You can say, all right, so check it out. You can say dick, booty, pussy, shit. You can say it all. You have this podcast.
I went to a place called Pula in the north of Croatia, near Italy, you know, in the Adriatic Sea, and very beautiful place. So I really love Croatia.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful country. It's unlike anything I could even imagine.
Yeah.
So you
Mediterranean.
flew from the U.S. to Croatia just for
Yes,
holiday?
U.S. to Finland to Croatia.
Finland, okay.
Well, he was. What were you doing? An EDM festival?
Ultra Music Festival.
Oh yeah,
So it's like-
yeah.
He was sitting with his camera.
I really was. I was like, let's get all this.
So it's cool. It's gonna be some dope. What do you call it? Organity. And what do you call your vlogs?
Energy, emotion.
Energy and motion. It's gonna be some dope energy and
You
motion.
should have came last week. In Mongolia, they have a festival. I mean, in the UK, we have something called Glastonbury. It's something similar but smaller because you know Mongolia is a big country, but it only has about 3 million people.
Right.
Only. But they have one of the best festivals I've ever seen in
Nadam.
Asia. You know, no, not an Nadam. It's kind of like a music festival.
Really?
Nadam is great. Nadam is like a national holiday.
Yeah.
Like you know, it's a big. The whole thing is
You mean
part of
playtime?
Nadam. Yeah.
Well, I know. Like, I'm definitely gonna travel to Mongolia a lot.
Camera angles are out.
Huh?
Camera angles are done.
All right, so I'm definitely gonna travel to Mongolia a lot. We're gonna have to close it off here because we're.
Okay. Yeah.
But you know, I want to come for the festival, and maybe we'll be back here and maybe we'll document that festival. I want to thank Captain Ihab,
Yeah, thank you.
and I want to thank the lovely Miss Layla. Look at it, or
I call it Doko.
Dulguun.
I call it Doko.
Dulguun.
It's like Dulguun but shorter.
But only he calls me like that.
Yeah. So,
I basically saying no.
so fuck off.
Yeah, you don't say
Well, I gotta fuck off.
She doesn't like it, but that's what she gets. That's her name for me.
So I'm just gonna say thank you both for your time, for your effort.
Showing us around the country.
Both of you have to start a podcast within a year. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna bully foot your ass. And I'm and I'm hard to take care of. I'm kind of tough, even though I'm old. So I mean, you guys are creators, and I respect creators. You create stuff already. You just got to put it on film. Okay.
Support creators.
This is the Happiness Podcast Project. I'm Grover Reese of Guerrilla Combatives.
I'm Scotty of Org Unity. And make sure you hit that like button, subscribe,
And 17 people keep watching.
17 people watch us on YouTube. Like and subscribe, and
smack that bell. Make it ring for
Smack it.
notifications on all our latest videos.
And you ain't gonna Google me either. You ain't gonna Google me. That's when you stick your finger in the butt. You ain't gonna do that.
Should leave a comment about that. Like,
No.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
No, you ain't gonna do it.
And then one thing, since we are supporting creators, what is it that you want to say? Do you have your channel up and running?
Not yet, but I'm doing my first. I've got a Facebook page, but I'm doing my first podcast, and this is part of it, hopefully.
So we're gonna help
With the
him do
help
his
of-
first podcast coming up in the next few days, and then we're gonna make a page. And if he doesn't do it, we're gonna Google him, and that's when you stick your finger in the booty hole.
Yeah. Nobody wants that. Yeah. I have to do it. Yeah.
All right, boom.
We're out.
We're out. Good shit. Facebook, you gotta watch the secret Facebook. I go on the Telegram.